So these are all the materials you'll be needing. So first off is the fluid. I'm using Ravenol ATF fluid. So it's 4 HP fluid. It's synthetic. You also need the gasket, the oil pan gasket. You'll need the filter. This filter comes with a gasket. Usually it doesn't, so you may have to order this separately. So this gasket goes on top of this. Just make sure you're lubing that gasket up with fresh ATF fluid before you put it on. I also have the drain plug. So it comes fresh with a washer. This is the part number. And I also have another gasket for the fill plug. And that's the part. Okay, so I'm going to do this in steps. First, I'm going to remove the support beam. So it's 2 screws here and 2 screws at the other end over here. Those are 16mm socket heads. You may need something at the top because there's a nut to hold it from and stop it from spinning. And then I'm going to proceed to drain the fluid with that screw right there. And that's an Allen key. And I'll just show you the drain plug. So it's a 17mm hex head bit. Okay, now with the frame support removed, I'm going to open up the drain plug and drain the fluid. So here I'm showing the oil being drained from the transmission pan. I had to create a ramp here because the quick jacks kind of sit almost under the back of the pan, so I don't want any of the oil to get on the quick jacks. So we'll see how this works out. Should be all right. So that oil is pretty dark. It's definitely time for a transmission fluid change. I'm glad I'm doing it now. So I'm just gonna hang out here with this ramp that flows into the oil pan. And we'll see what the inside looks like after I'm done draining. Okay, so I still have the transmission fluid draining. It's dribbling out. In the meantime, I'm going to loosen up a few of the torque screws here. Still holding enough, still leaving enough screws in to hold the pan. There's probably about a liter left, 1.5 liters left in the pan, so I have to take it down slowly. So in the meantime, I'll take out maybe every other 2, just to speed up the process. So I have 3 more screws left. One here, one at the front, and one at the side here. I've taken off all the back ones just because I have the quick jacks here, and it makes life a little bit difficult right now. So I'm gonna lower this down, taking out the 3 screws, and then slowly tilt the pan over. Now I'm going to drop the transmission filter. It's got 2 screws on it, one here and one at the back. It has an actual date on it. It says February 19th, 2014. Right now, the date is March, I think it's 9th. We're in 2023, so this may not be long overdue. It just depends how long or how many kilometers or miles you put on your car, but it's been there for quite some time now, so we're definitely going to change it. Make sure you hold on to the filter because it will drop into the pan and you will be showered with oil. So I'm showing the pan off of the vehicle. It looks pretty dirty in there, and I just want to show the magnets. You gotta check out for this to see if there's a lot of metallic flakes on it. I don't see too much sediment, to be honest. That's not too bad. So I'm pretty happy about that. Just wanted to show you guys what to look out for and where the magnets are on the W12. Okay, so right now I'm reinstalling the transmission filter. I've put the gasket right at the top of here. Make sure you lube it with fresh ATF. It goes on really nicely. You don't have to force it, just make sure it's not rolled. And then it's forced up into the hole and held with 2 screws. So it's kind of like a force feed. And then you insert the 2 screws. I have the gasket applied to the transmission oil pan, so I have used a little bit of Vaseline to dab it all along, not a lot, but just enough so that the gasket is sticking on and staying in place. It needed to be not really stretched, but sort of stretched in order for it to fit properly. So now all the holes are lined up, and And from here, I'm going to go underneath the cart and install it. I'm going to do about 4 corners. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to tighten them up hand tight just a little, hanging maybe about a centimeter or less. And then I'm going to install all the bolts and cross pattern tightening and torque it down to 8 foot-pounds. So now I got all my bolts in. I've got the 2 problematic ones. I've hand tightened them. I've got them nice and snug. Those you're not going to be able to torque with a torque wrench because the exhaust is in the way. So it's only 2 screws in the back. I'll just give you guys a quick view of that. So this is 1 screw here, and the other one is right up here. And those screws you're not going to be able to do with a torque wrench. But get them nice and snug, you should be okay. And now I'm just going to go around with the digital torque wrench, and I'm going to tighten everything to 8 foot-pounds in a cross-diagonal pattern. Right now I'm prepping the drain plug. The drain plug. And I'm going to take out the fill plug. So I'm going to tighten this up. This is a new one with the, make sure the washer's on. And now I'm taking out the fill plug. And I will put the new rubber washer on the fill plug when I am doing my last and final top up.